Well, I told you this was going to happen, and now it is officially starting. What we are now seeing is mass layoffs, and it's because of budget shortfalls. I said this was just a matter of time, that many cities were realizing they were overspending. And so now some very big cities here in the United States, states included, realize that they have overspent. And so now they're cutting back, which means they're going to experience layoffs first. Just look at this. City of Denver layoffs set to begin on Monday. That's today. Says Mayor Mike Johnson's office said all layoff notifications will go out over the course of a week. Some are expecting they are just going to get an email to say, well, thank you for your service, and your services are no longer needed. Yeah, look at this. It says earlier this summer, Mayor Mike Johnson announced the city was facing a $250 million budget deficit over the next 2 years. In July, he confirmed there would be layoffs to city employees, but never said how many people would be impacted. According to reports, we are going to see a massive amount of layoffs, but it could actually be spread out. What we heard initially was all the layoffs are going to happen. We'll know in the next week. Okay. That's great to start, but in most cases, you don't lay off the exact number that you need. You lay off what you expect, hope it works, and if it doesn't, there's another round of layoffs. Look at this, though. It doesn't stop in Denver either. It says right here, Chicago's public schools leaders unveil plan to close a $734 million budget deficit. You know how they're going to do that? You think they're going to, cut the pensions? You think they're going to do all this other stuff? No. Okay, here's what's going to happen. It says right here, Chicago's public schools leaders on Wednesday unveiled their plan to overcome a $734 million budget shortfall in the upcoming school year. The district's $10.25 billion spending plan calls for cutting meal prep staff, crossing guards, janitorial workers, and central office staffers while leaving classroom jobs largely untouched. Okay, here's the problem. The classroom jobs that are untouched, that we still have the same amount of people coming into the school, which means we still need janitorial workers. There still needs somebody to clean the buildings, crossing guards. Well, are we just going to expect children to just walk across the street and hope that the cars see them? Well, that's probably not a great thing. And then cutting meal prep staff. Well, does this mean that they're just going to prep less meals? They're going to work longer hours? What happens? Well, that's a problem. It says right here, in June, CPS officials announced 161 layoffs and the elimination of more than 200 vacant positions among its central office and citywide staff. Here's what I think is interesting. There were 200 vacant positions, yet what I think is even more interesting is many of these school districts are still looking for workers. They're still looking for workers, yet they have 200 vacant positions. Why? Makes no sense. Look at this one, though. It says state budget. This is in Indiana. It says state budget cuts, layoffs take shape while lawmakers continue tax reductions. We know that there's many states out there that have overspent. Now they're trying to find the money. Okay, we've seen it before. They're trying to find the money so that they can pay down what they've already spent. This is just the typical government. Look at this one as well. This is Miami-Dade's budget crisis. A $402 million shortfall means more layoffs, cuts for nonprofits, and more. I want to read a little bit of this to you. Look at this. Facing what she called, without a doubt, a very challenging budget year, Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava spent more than 90 minutes Tuesday evening outlining her proposals and answering questions during a virtual coalition of chambers of Indy Town Hall. Cava said she had to make some tough choices, not only to offset the current $402 million shortfall, but to turn the tide on the future. Yeah, $402 million. It's not just a little bit of money. Look at this right here. It says the 2025-26 proposed budget released in mid-July reflects the headwinds and tailwinds we are facing, Kava said. We are working to maximize savings, but we know we need to be good stewards and also preserve the services we have. Among the highlights of the proposed budget, which ultimately must be approved by the county's Board of Commissioners, cutting the workforce for some 300 more positions, eliminating funding for all nonprofits instead of making very difficult decisions of choosing one nonprofit over another. So just getting rid of all funding, collecting 5 cents on a gallon of gas rather than 3 cents. Again, this is something we have seen before. Solid waste increase of $7 a year, full service. Excuse me. Water bills face a 6% proposed increase. Transit fares face 50-cent increase, and current looking for increasing some park fees. We've seen it before where we increase the taxes on gas, right? Increase property taxes, so many other things. Here's another story as well. Lynnwood now facing a $10.7 million budget shortfall. The mayor's proposing layoffs. This is Lynnwood, Washington. And again, $10.7 million, not bad for a city, especially the city of Lynnwood. But again, then they got to figure it out. How are they going to afford this? Look at this one, though. It goes further than cities as well. Layoffs expected at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, as it looks to cut $70 million, according to the chancellor. Yeah, that was the University of North Carolina. Well, look at this. University of Southern California signals layoffs amid a $200 million budget gap. So it's not just the cities that are facing these problems. The cities are facing the problem. Well, first, it starts with the states. The states are struggling. And as the states struggle, then the cities struggle. The cities are waiting for the state to kick them over some money. It's not coming. Unfortunately, it's just not coming. As a result, here's what's happening. The states are making some cuts. They're making changes. As they make the changes, the cities get affected. And when the cities get affected, they have to make the cuts as well. So they're cutting very important staff. They're getting rid of what Miami-Dade, what they proposed is let's just eliminate funding for all nonprofits. All nonprofits. Well, guess what happens there? Then those nonprofits, they have to go and make some cuts as well. This is why I said the layoffs are going to happen. It's just that trickle effect. We are seeing the writings on the wall, and it has been there for several months. Now, it's all starting to take shape. So, this is your warning, okay? The cities are now cutting back, and as they do, businesses and the residents will be hurt. So, as we get more information on this and how this is going to impact you, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates as soon as we get them. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.